see how to network with no name, no big brand attached to you, why paying more is cheaper, creative industry updates. All right. So the context is that I attended FMX. Don't recall for what it stands for, but basically it's a VFX events focused. So you have student, half of it, let's say, and presenter brands, but also CEOs. And VES stand for Visual Effects Society. It's really something I was coming in and out, and I decided to just stay in while trying really to find out what's the value into it. And I find out now. So the panel, Simon Davis, our recruiter at Scanline, and also starting his own business, DAX, Digital Art Exchange, which basically consists to having the best artist in his pool to propose that to businesses. And so he proposed me to participate to that panel, which is a lot about how to set you up for success in this current industry. And it was pretty cool because it's the first time for me. And I met three awesome people. Tiffany, which is a recruiter for CEOs, executive suite level. And, you can tell right away she's made for that. So it was pretty cool to see her going. And she's located in Switzerland, but work in North American company. So that was pretty cool. Adele, that is also, I think now, building her own marketing agency, which is pretty nice. And she had a lot to share. So she was there with us. And Felix, which hosts his own event in Spain, but also a director in animation, if I'm correct. And we realized actually he is coming from Santa Pola in Spain when I left for a few months. So that was pretty cool. So that's the panelist, which already is the first, really cool thing about attending the events, just meeting them. Because we prepared the panel together with a meeting, and it was good balancing out for me to learn from them. So that was really cool. On stage, the first 3 minutes was pretty. I had the heartbeat really pumping up. I was like, okay, it's normal. I did some exercise at Landmark in front of 1,000 people back then. So I'm secure in a way that I know it's normal, and I just let it happen. I was trying to present myself without having the breath coming out, but I think it was okay. And after that, I was focused on what value I can deliver to the audience with the group, and that's it. That was basically the best way to get rid of that stress. So my networking approach, because that's the video is about, it's really all about being prepared. For me, it was almost like preparing a mountain trip, like my bag. And also I'm using that exercise now as like, how you call it? Projection. So I close my eye and I'm trying to see myself going in, like, okay, Monday I'm gonna need that, Tuesday and really, okay, train, okay, the hotel, timing, or what kind of thing I'm taking in my pocket, how do I travel? Trying to really project everything ahead in my head, because that's something the brain is good for. What is not good for is trying to anticipate who you're gonna meet and what you're gonna say. That I leave that completely away from my brain, because that's the recipe for disaster. But logistic, that's something you can, most likely 80% plan ahead. So it's really useful, because then, my wallet, my card, or then that's preparation to be relaxed. That would be basically to sum it up. I try also something new. It was so that things beyond normal. It's like a 60-page attempt for me to learn how to deal with neurodivergent, because I had to deal with myself most of the time, and also member of my teams as a manager, was comp manager, comp department. And I really had fun to do that, because it forced you to focus. And I just printed them, like 12 of them, and it cost me something like 11 euros per unit. It's pretty big, so it's pretty, I'm trying to make it as simple, as clear as possible. And I got two feedback, which I didn't expect. It was about the fact that, so it was two women. They were happy to see something about neurodivergent, but the moment they started to read, the tone wasn't really their taste. It was too harsh, too direct. And we had a good conversation. I was mentioning, so they were researcher, and I really understood from where they were coming from. And I was coming from what's happening for real behind the scene, right? What's the kind of conversation you had as a manager with, your boss and all that. So, yeah, I might adjust some stuff for sure. And they had really good points. So that was a good benefit to a real time feedback for something I produced. Was really cool. And I put that here and there into the space we were in, like the speaker space, which I'm gonna talk about it. So the next things was exactly that, pay extra early. I realized because the business pass, they were not that much expensive compared to the regular paid pass. I think it was 320 for the regular and 450 for the business pass. So I took it right away, and my friend Arne took it a bit later, but it was already expired really quick. And I think it's because people that know the value of that grab it right away. You have access to the business lounge, which is really cool because first you have something to drink all the time whenever you want. You have no noise. You can sit down with someone and discuss business, which is really cool. And as a speaker, you have access to the speaker lounge, which is even cooler because basically you have everyone preparing for their talk. And when they had their talk, then just come back just to hang around and ready to talk. So that's really the best thing to do, right? You pay a little bit more, but you get 10 times more value. Obviously, you can meet people in the corridors and all that. That's also happens, but that's just an extra way to be at the right spot at the right time. And it's not that much expensive, at least for the FMX. I know for other events might be way more expensive. So that's for me is no brainer anymore. Even if I need to spare on the hotel and all that, because nobody care when you sleep. Yes, that come up with mixing up the right ingredient to let the magic happen. Being prepared, having some stuff, cards, all that, haircut, shirt, looking okay, the best you can, and being relaxed about also the outcome that you want to have. It's really, you're just here to connect and don't have too much plan ahead in your head. I tried not to in my head. Obviously, I want to sell my services as a consultant for creative business to train the manager. So I had my elevator pitch ready to fire every time I was meeting someone new. But it was really to present myself and to explain who I am, and not necessarily like buy my shit, So that was pretty cool to just let it flow in that regards. The more I was prepared, the better I was able to let it flow. Then, so basically we were in a hall having like cocktail, and there were dinner. So at some point we had fun in a hall with my two friends, and everyone was moving to the dinner. And I was like, oh man, we need to try to get in. So I asked my friend, let's try it. And we went at the door and we were ready to negotiate and just give my name, expecting, to be rejected. But actually I was on the list, and I don't know why, if it was because of the business pass or the speaker invitation. But basically I was surprised myself. I forgot about the invitation, but my friend didn't have one. And because we were so sure to go in, they were like, okay, just go in. And it was pretty fun. So having a friend around helps to just be stupid and try dumb stuff, which was pretty fun. Just adding some excitement to it. If it's all planned ahead, it's not fun. Basically, I really wanted to know what the person in front of me was doing. I think I I connected with the Chocolate Tribe CEO the first time she came to FMX 3 or 4 years ago, and now she was doing a talk which was pretty cool about South Africa, and I think Middle East and South Africa, from what I got, would be the next new growing entity because of AI fueled. They are just having different perspective on creativity, and it's pretty cool for them to now use AI and to compete with the best. Also, another industry insight, I think, is finally more budget for immersive content. You can see, based on Netflix investment in Netflix House, basically you can experience, immerse yourself in Netflix IPs like Stranger Things and all that. You're not only watching the show, but also going somewhere to experience that show. It's something I'm really trust that going to come up more and more. People will just more than just staying at home and watching, binge watching TV show. They're actually ready to have fun and go out, having an excuse to go out. So I also confirm with few key person if there are more budget than that, because I was content manager for Hub Montreal in 2019. It was already good, and this year or last year Hub was even bigger from my perspective. So yeah, that's really cool, and that was one of the recommendation we made to the student that was coming to the panel, is look at those immersive type of content produced by a small company that don't have the reputation of the big one yet, but actually doing really cool stuff. The other trends about AI, there were a lot of talk about AI. I think we were all aligned to understand that 50% of quality is super easy to get, but then reaching out the final pixel quality, still not there. So require the regular pipeline anyway. I would say, previs, post-vis, concept, perfect. But then for the rest of it, you still need a real team. So it's not all doom and gloom. So my learnings from this experience is really to use the membership I have, for example, for VFX to connect more with people. Really to, you have that uncomfortable feelings, like when you don't know anyone, you just join a group, hey, hi, and then it's a little bit awkward, but then it's actually it's worth being uncomfortable for 5 minutes and then connecting with amazing people. I think it's just a lesson I learned, and I'm not comfortable doing that like everyone else. But I don't know. I coming from a place like maybe I can contribute to them. Maybe I'm gonna learn something new. If they don't reject me, so I'm just gonna stay. And I'm watching a lot of video of YouTuber going out there with just a camera and connecting with people. And it's really inspiring for me. It's also for networking when you watch that. It's exhausting, but at the same time rewarding or recharging. It's exhausting because basically it's like, for me, the equivalent of a 10 kilometers run. I feel like the same at the end of the 4 days. But at the same time, I'm really recharged because I've made so much connection, new ideas. It's like nourish you from the inside. It's weird. So it's like, when you finish a run and you're exhausted, but you're happy at the same time. It's a good sensation, I think, because you basically compress time. And my technique is really to do screen grabs, picture everything in one Apple photo album. So I can just go back to that FMX album and say, oh yeah, that thing. Oh yeah, that thing. It's super easy, super fast to just take a picture of people also with their consent. And then you can, oh yeah, I need to connect with him or her. And I really like that technique. It's super easy, super basic, and it works. So to close this, next step for me is to make a budget for next events, because I don't know, I got so much value out of this. And I think it's really about indirect business, not sales. I think anyone coming with sales goals, it's just not appropriate. It's more for making connection, establishing the first step to make business, but not making business directly. So and that I like a lot, because it's what you need to build a business from my perspective, and it's where I am. So South by Southwest, PIDS, PIDS in France, Hub Montreal, of course, and the View in Italy. That's the one I'm looking at. So if you're going there, let me know. My call to action for you is leave your desk. Let's go out there. Whatever events that is related to what you're doing, just go there. It's worth the incomfort. Also, because you make connection, social suddenly makes sense. Because you had that connection, then you follow up on social, and it's way more fun to use social media when you met someone on site. It's obvious. But those events help you to remember that. And yeah, just to finish with that, I think it's fun. If it's uncomfortable, but it's if you take it as a game, providing value to people you're gonna meet with, not coming to get something, but coming to actually provide something with your energy, with your smile, with the connection, the analysis, the listening. Someone told me that I was a good listener. I think that's because I'm really curious and interested about what they are saying. Yeah, everyone is different, but I think the common ground is not comfortable for anyone. But that's the game, and play the game. It's worth playing. You're gonna make a lot of new friends. All right. If you want to know more, send me comments or direct message. I'll try to answer the best I can. Tschüss.